Hey y'all, this is Moletrap doing another audio commentary, and there have been a lot of good ace matches lately, and this is actually the ace match of the game between KTF and WeMade Fox, and this is Flash versus NaDa, and this is going to be a very interesting match, and off the top of my head, I'm reminded of the matchup between Flash and Boxer from earlier in the year, which was very interesting. It was kind of a meeting of the old and new. This is when Flash was very up and coming, and everyone was kind of there was hype around him about like, oh, he's this wonder kid, and how's he gonna fare? And Boxer, of course, being the old guard, being kind of representing the old style of play, and older generally, and Flash, of course, being, I think he's 15, he might be 16 now. And so this is reminiscent of that because, again, we have Flash, who's the younger kid, and he's been, he's kind of showed that it wasn't just a flash in the pan, no pun intended. He's actually been playing some pretty good StarCraft in general, and he's been doing very well in the Star Leagues. He hasn't gotten too far in the Star Leagues, but he's been getting into them very consistently and doing well in that sort of sense. Versus NaDa, who is, of course, the most consistent player ever in StarCraft. I mean, he's just accomplished so many things. And in fact, there's a NaDa appreciation thread on Team Liquid right now. You should go look at it. It's kind of cool. There's a on the Vitaltech account. There's a really good NaDa fan video. Anyways, Flash, by the way, is here in the south in white, and NaDa is in the north in purple. And by the way, this is very reminiscent of that match with Boxer because also that was also on Python, and this is on Python. Both were Terran versus Terran, so it's gonna be interesting to see if anything changes. See what happens basically. And also the other reason why this is kind of significant is because NaDa, in my mind at least, is I know him for is his kind of ballsy play. He's a very, very bold player, and he's willing to do hardcore ballsy things and just go all out. And Flash has definitely shown he's capable of that too. He's definitely capable of using some gumption at the right moment and using kind of initiative and sheer balls-aliciousness to take the win, just like NaDa is as well. So again, kind of an interesting combination here. NaDa, we see a divergence in strategies here. Sometimes Terran versus Terran end up taking a long time because they're mirror matches, but in this case, NaDa has actually gone for the quick tech here, whereas Flash has gone for... He's actually getting 2 factories here, so this is going to be very bad for Flash if NaDa pushes at the right time, basically. It's basically going to come down to timing here, because Flash has spent a lot of money now on that expansion. He's going for a long-term advantage of taking that expansion first, and then but he hasn't scouted at all, which is very dangerous as well. So he does not know what NaDa's doing. He does not know if perhaps, for instance, NaDa is getting 2 facts instead of fast expand, and Diggity and I were just talking about how Boxer lost a Firebat hero for this reason, because he fast expanded and he couldn't keep Firebat hero from coming after him. And in this case, there's no way that Flash is going to be able to keep NaDa from coming after him if NaDa sees this. NaDa's scout comes in here, so he sees that expansion. He sees that Flash only has 1 factory going up right now, whereas NaDa's first factory is finished. He's getting a machine shop, and his second factory is finished as well. SCV got stuck behind there. He's just going to lift that off for a second. I'm curious to see if NaDa's going to go for a sort of a quick push, or if he's just going to go balls out with crazy vulture strategy or something like that. He is floating his barracks there, and Flash doing exactly what he needs to. At least he is building a bunker there at his door, trying to close off that door, because he does need to worry that NaDa could just run vultures in, and unfortunately for Flash, that hole is not completely stopped up, so NaDa could still sneak some vultures by. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see kind of how this works. It's basically going to come down to timing. If NaDa can push at the right moment and use the fact that he's invested his resources in the tech and units instead of and now it's really definitely going to come down to timing, because if NaDa doesn't take care of things quickly, then that starport's going to be up and there's going to be raids around. But I think NaDa saw that with his SCV before he got out there. It looks like NaDa is sending down a tank here to take care of that bunker, which is a good move on his part. Instead of just going straight for vultures, he's gotten that tank so that tank can range the that tank can range the bunker, but he's got another tank as well, and something is just finished upgrading at his machine shop. The fact that he's putting out tanks leads me to believe that it might be siege tech here, but yes, it is siege tech. But this is going to be a problem for NaDa because there's going to be raids out in a minute. He doesn't have anything to stop those raids right now. He really needs to get an armory up or an engineering bay or something. That one marine is not going to help him too much. I could have sworn NaDa saw the starport going up. He must have seen that, scouted that out, but I guess maybe he didn't, because he's not getting anything to counter that Wraith here. And Flash, yeah, getting sieged down here, is going to have to fall back and build another bunker to fall back to. He's trying to repair that one, but now NaDa has 2 siege tanks there, and yeah, those Marines are going to have to fall back to that second bunker. NaDa's just going to be able to push in on that, though. And I'm really, really worried for NaDa, though. He's been playing well lately, and a lot of people are thinking, oh, maybe he's having a comeback or something like that. But now that Wraith is there, and that Wraith is not going to be able to pick things off very fast, but NaDa has nothing to stop that Wraith right now. The bunker is down, however, so NaDa's going to be able to go in there and attack that expansion, and Flash has had to run all of his SCVs out of that expansion there. It looks like Flash is trying to focus on those tanks, and NaDa trying to brute force that ramp, but he's not able to get up. Those 2 siege tanks and those SCVs stopping that up. Finally, NaDa getting an armory, at least for NaDa. Flash is distracted at his front door, obviously, with that tank there. That one Marine trying to attack that Wraith. But yeah, because he's distracted at his front door, that's going to give NaDa some vital time to get that armory up, to get some Goliaths out. So he will be able to get Goliaths out in time for when those raids actually go and attack his base, because that's probably where Flash is going to send them next, is towards his base, and then he'll be able to have some Goliaths out to finish off those raids without losing any of his own SCVs. So it's really hard to call who has the advantage here, actually, because now it looks like NaDa's going to be putting up an expansion as well, and he was able to slow down Flash a lot. He does have spider mines here, which also could be a problem, actually, for Flash. I don't think Flash has anything right now for those spider mines, because he went for that tech for the starport. He hasn't gotten an academy up or anything. He's getting cloaked, but I think NaDa's going to be ready for that. NaDa immediately got that academy up so he can get Comsat down, and yeah, so before that cloak is upgraded, he's going to have Comsat up, and that one Wraith almost dying there. So the Wraiths doing their job in basically stopping NaDa from stomping all over him, but now those Wraiths have pretty much been neutralized, and we can see that Flash knows that, because he's switching over, he's building another factory, he's switching over to a more long-term strategy of getting dropships and Goliaths and tanks and what have you. So yeah, I do have to. I think I'm gonna have to give the advantage to Flash at this point, because he was able to push that back fairly effectively. That timing push by NaDa